whatever you prefer.
I get called a lot of things.
You know,
So
it's
it is what it is.
never the good Zach.
No, I haven't heard that since I was an only child.
I like N Friend Zach. He's my favorite.
And friend Zach is pretty popular.
He's very disgruntled.
Salty Zach a few weeks ago, he was pretty popular. I know Ash really liked Salty Zach.
Salty Zach.
I'm bad for your heart, but I'm really entertaining, apparently.
He's like a pretzel. He's good for you.
There you go.
You know, he's kind of twisted.
Kind of twisted. I likes mustard a lot. I'm good with the beer, so that's Salty Zach for you.
Salty Zach.
Or a margarita, because you use salt for a margarita, don't you? Yeah. So there you go.
Yes. For those who were eventually going to tune in, I guess it's just really dead tonight. It is Thursday night. I know I didn't share this. I mean, I shared it out in the groups, but I didn't share it on Instagram like I normally do. So hopefully people do come here to watch this. Maybe I'll share it out while you're doing your books. But
yeah.
What we do here is basically every Thursday we talk about the books that we had, on our pull lists, and we sometimes whatever books that were on our top 5. Because Tuesday nights are basically we take 5 books each from our pull lists. Well, and hey, hello, girls.
Hey, there they are. Look.
Yep.
We have viewers.
So if you're new here, on Tuesday nights, Zach and I both take 5 books from our pull list, what we think are going to be our most favorite books of the week. And, well, Thursdays is where we find out, did those books stay on the top 5? Or are these books, or we have new books, on there? We'll find out. So what we're going to do is, what I always do, Zach, and you can do what you want. I just go from least favorite to favorite. I like the suspense.
I just go crazy. I just bounce all over the place.
No, you don't go crazy. You are crazy. Crazy's crazy, Zach.
That's true.
Geronimo.
That's true.
Dr. Zach.
Geronimo, yeah.
Wait. This is Dr. Zach?
This is Zach Smith.
Zach Smith.
Zach Smith.
Hey, there's over on ya. All right, up to 4 people. Yes. Yeah, so that being said, I'll just let you get into your books, and then,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Vinkman's got the lion's share of the books he's going to be talking about tonight. I have a very light week that I had this week.
You know what, though?
What?
Most of my books are books I got from the auction this week. It was a very light week.
I knocked out halfway through the auction. I had to log out and go to sleep halfway through the auction. So these will be books that are new to me, at least.
It's funny because we're off camera. I do that in the beginning.
I think I knew that, actually.
It's funny. I was even at the auction this week, and I still managed to get books.
That's right. Yeah, you were at a wedding. Yeah, that's right. I was there like halfway through, and then I was like, guys, I got to go. I'm getting sleepy.
It's Zachary Smith. Lost in Space. He didn't have a first name yet. The doctor.
Smith. That's right. His name was Zachary, wasn't he?
So we know.
But that was the bad doc. He was evil, wasn't he?
So you're evil Zach then.
No, evil Zach has the goatee. It's like Star Trek where there's like evil Spock and he's got the goatee.
But he could be evil and just shaved it off.
Yeah, but then I would still have like a paper one. Like if you see Community and there's the alternate timeline where there's like evil Abed and evil Troy, they have like the paper goatees. Anyway, that's a whole other rabbit hole. That's streets ahead of what we're talking about tonight. Wrong person. There we go. The sass was about to come out. Okay. Yeah, short list tonight. My LCS actually did not get a number of books this week. For some reason, they did not get...
You know what? Yep. I've been having the same problem. I've got books that are getting pushed back to the next week because there's a delay on them.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. My LCS, we didn't get Immortal Red Sonja number 3. They didn't get, I'm not really surprised, but they didn't get the Good, the Bad, and the Prehistoric.
Right.
There were a few books that they didn't get. So all in all, I ended up only getting really 3 new floppies.
As long as you got your dinosaur one, you'd be happy, right?
You know the weight of my heart is dinosaurs. Or one of the weights of my heart is dinosaurs.
I thought it was food and coffee.
Food and coffee, dinosaurs, Fast and Furious movies.
I just figured out
Fortnite.
I just figured out how to the best way to get to your heart, bro. It's coffee cake.
Actually, not a fan of coffee cake.
Really?
Not a fan of coffee cake that much. Because normally you have to have coffee to go with. I like a cake that can stand by itself. So
Most
simplicity
cakes
is bliss. Most cakes do, but coffee cake, you almost have to have coffee to go with the coffee cake. Anyway, that's Mariko Tamaki has entered the chat. We're talking about food already. 5 minutes in.
She will be later.
Yes, I did shave tonight. I don't know what possessed me, but yeah, I did decide to shave this morning. But anyway,
proper hygiene possessed you.
proper hygiene. Where's Pixel with his long fingers when I need him?
He's
anyway,
on pixely things.
Getting started with the books. I'm going to start off with this one first, since we were just talking about it. Jurassic League #2. Look at that. Bat-Sar, Super Sar. It's awesome. Nice. All right, so this was a great issue. This was a good. Well, I say it was a good issue. It didn't grab me quite as hard as the first one did. This one is more of a setting up type issue. And this one you have Bat-Sar, Super Sar, and Wonder Dawn. This is like the Trinity's first meeting up in this miniseries. So there's Gigantosaur and Bizarrosaur. You find out, you see several glimpses of these other villain dinosaurs. Like there's a Reverse Flash. I think he's called Reverse Slash. There's a Atrocitosaurus. What was the other one? Jokerzard is brought back to life, and you find out all these different villain dinosaurs are all being controlled by a certain source that they have to steal humans to feed this source that keeps them going and keeps them alive. So Gigantosaur and Bizarrosaur, they're trying to steal the entire population of this version of Metropolis, and so it's Super Sar is fighting them off. He gets some help from Batman, or the Batman's Bat-Sar, whatever you want to call him. It is really funny because the little boy that Bat-Sar saves in the first issue, it's like his version of Robin, kind of. He follows Bat-Sar around through issue #2, and there's a language gap between them, because Robin is a human boy, so he's speaking human, which Bat-Sar doesn't understand, and then Bat-Sar speaks dinosaur, which Robin can't understand. So that's pretty funny.
I'm very disappointed this book does not have a pink little baby dinosaur in a diaper with a frying pan. It's just not the mama when he hits people.
All right, is that Mr. Mitzelput? Is that who you're thinking of?
No, not the mama. You've never watched dinosaurs?
Oh. Okay, never mind. That over my head. No. Oh, by the way, Thunderbeak. We were trying to figure out who Thunderbeak was. Thunderbeak is the name of Wonder Dawn's invisible Pteranodon, which is really funny. It's like Wonder Woman's invisible jet. She has an invisible Pteranodon. It's pretty funny. I think it's awesome. But yeah, so there is some cool action, some cool fighting scenes. Super Sar just like punches Gigantosaurus in her face so hard, there's like an indentation in her face for the rest of the issue. It's pretty great. But yeah, this was really fun. Daniel Warren Johnson's art just continues. It goes so well with the prehistoric and with the scale of it all too, because Gigantosaurus is really huge. Like she actually just like gathers up all these humans and the Metropolis, whatever stand-in they have here, and just like carries them all in mass as a bunch of humans. But yeah, the artwork is great. The storytelling is really good. Like I said, this one's more of a setup issue. So issue #3, I think, is going to be, it should be really, really cool. So yeah, that was Jurassic League. Now I got my other 2 books this week were from Marvel, and I gotta tell you, both of them just like were awesome. It was like a 1-2 punch. Starting off with, really excited about this one, Captain America: Sentinel of Liberty #1. Did you read this one, RDV?
Yeah.
I freaking love this. This was fantastic. I was actually in the Discord talking about it. I was like, there's no backhanded insults. There's no propagandizing. And Skip thought I was being sarcastic. I was like, no, this is actually like really refreshing.
It's not like Ta-Nehisi Coates where
no,
it's like,
nothing where it's like nothing where he's like commenting on the real world politics of today.
Yeah, remember the Captain America United States book that came out last summer?
Yeah, the miniseries.
Yeah, the
United States of
miniseries.
Captain. Yeah,
and
yeah.
and Cap was written so badly out of character.
Well, I didn't read it.
This
so
is like they took. Well, no, they Engeltine Isle Comics talked about it on his channel. Where
oh, okay.
And it was just so horribly badly written, and just by someone who doesn't understand what it's like to be American, what it is to be American, what to be patriotic.
Yeah.
And this is like, hey, remember that guy did that? Screw you. This is a real Cap.
I was talking about this issue with someone on Twitter, just another comic book fan, and I had asked him about it because I hadn't read the issue yet, and he loved it as well. He was like, "Oh yeah, it's like he said it reminded him of the Ed Brubaker run." So I don't know about that. I'm only one issue in here, but yeah, this was fantastic. So Steve is it seems like he's trying to leave more of the superheroing stuff to Sam. He kind of moves into this apartment. It seems like a really rundown apartment building, but it's actually the apartment that he was raised in back in the 1930s and 40s. He's like, thankfully, enough of his military info was redacted to where the Smithsonian didn't find out and turn it into a tourist stop. But he's got this, little apartment, and it's just him just being like, getting to know people in his city. Apparently there's this really cool scene where it's like every day he jogs around the island of New York, 33 miles. And it's just him like talking to people and just like not, like I said, everyone he's treating the same. He's not like, there's no speeches about how some politicians are filled with hatred, and there's none of that in here. I think the closest thing that you can point to in this issue, it's like, I think in the opening pages, if you look all the way on one side, you see all the different little Captain Americas from the United States of Captain America. I think that's actually as close as you can get to something that could be, objectionally woke.
It was just funny because I kept, when he's jogging, I'm like, where's Sam? On your left.
But no, it's really cool. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to show you. Yeah, this is the one right here, where it's just like he's just running around and he's like, I always take the shield with me so that people can see it and be inspired, because it's not really my shield, it's supposed to represent them, and so it's cool if they get to see it and everything. So it's just really cool, just really refreshing, positive storytelling. You see here, Cap is because Steve is an artist. I actually really like this because I took an art class in community college, and this is very similar, very familiar feeling. He's like trying to learn how to draw on a tablet, and so he's got all these people like trying to show him how to do it and not break it. And he's so like modest, he's not even really paying attention. It's like a live drawing, like a nude drawing. So he's not even really looking at the girl, which I thought was pretty funny. But like, and he's like training this kid that lives in his building how to fight off bullies. He has a Spider-Man key tray, which I thought was a fun little Easter egg in there. But what he does at night is all of these people from his generation, the greatest generation, they all talk on like a radio. It's like kind of like how truckers talk over CB. All these fellow veterans from World War II, they talk on this radio. And so what happens is these coordinates, somebody starts sounding off coordinates or this code, and so all of them start to put the puzzle pieces together and figure out what's going on, what this mystery is. And so the second half of the book is Steve and Bucky. They figure out that this code is it's evidence to an attack, like a terrorist attack that's going to take place on the 4th of July. And so they're standing watch, and Bucky finds out it's this guy on a boat. He's got a bomb, and he's dressed up like this character. I'm not super familiar with this character. His name is the Destroyer. Maybe he's from the Invaders. I have no idea. I didn't get to look into him, but I don't think this is the actual Destroyer from those books. I think this is some new guy that's wearing just the same costume, and so he's got superpowers, and Bucky wants to kill him, and Steve stops him. He wants to preserve him, keep him alive, but the guy is he's kind of like a, you'll never take me alive. And so, when he gets caught by Steve, I don't think he chooses to off himself, but somebody else like maybe flips a switch or somebody else controls whether or not he dies. So Steve and Bucky are kind of left without knowing, who this guy is. He's talking about some big plan, some big revolution that's supposed to be kickstarted by this whole attack. So it looks like the series, at least the opening arc, is going to be trying to solve this mystery of, who is this that's behind this terrorist attack and who's, what their next step is. And then the book ends with Bucky. Bucky seems to know something that he's not telling Cap. Maybe it's something about his Winter Soldier days. We don't really know. There's not a whole lot to go on, but yeah, I am actually really excited about this. This is the first book. I know I talked about the writers Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing. I'd read a few different books from them before. They've kind of been popping up everywhere across Marvel and DC recently. This is the first book that I've read from them that got me really excited. I'm really excited for issue number 2, so I'm gonna be adding this to my pull list. Because this is it's super refreshing. He's written as a good, upstanding, patriotic character. Like I said, there's no guilting you if you vote a certain way. There's nothing about politicians and how greedy or, just none of that stuff you expect from like the previous run of Captain America. It's super, super awesome. Highly recommend that. And then finally, the third floppy that I got this week, and I got the good. I didn't even realize I'd got the variant cover until I'd gotten in the car after paying for the book already. Is Fantastic Four number 44. I got the Doctor Doom one we had pointed out the other day, Bankman, the Jack Kirby looking one. Yeah. So this, and I thought this was going to be the final issue of the Reckoning War. It isn't. It is. The next issue will be the final one, but there's a lot that goes on in this issue. I think it might even be a little bit bigger than the last one, but this is a really great book. I say this every time I pull this. I don't agree with Dan Slott, the person. I think he's a disgusting individual, but doggone it, the guy can write the Fantastic Four really, really well. He's got, Reed in here. Reed has absorbed like all of the Watcher's knowledge into his brain. It's actually getting to the point where he has to actually expand his head out. He looks like a Watcher now. His head is so big.
I saw that, and
because he has so much knowledge in there, he's had to expand. Like all of his hair is gone. He has to expand it out to look like a Watcher, and it's leading to his death. We found out a few issues ago.
Is that a callback though? Did he not do this once before? Because there was Reed with a giant. I think so, because in the early 90s, Tom DeFalco, I was reading last night just for the heck of it, because I was like, Reed Richards' supposed death, and then became the Fantastic Three, and Namor tried to get with Sue. How typical. 90s, late 90s Fantastic Four was not that great, because they, but they met with the Watcher, and they showed all different variants, and one of the variants, I think, was actually a Reed with a expanded head.
That's him right there.
So I think that's a homage.
Maybe.
Or it's just they decided, you know what, let's just steal a variant Reed's.
Maybe, but I mean, what you got here, you got it. So Reed's body is getting burnt out from having all the Watcher knowledge in his head. Now I'm fuzzy. Anyway, yeah, that's all right. Reed is getting burnt out. He's close to dying. He's got like I think 10 hours left to live. I forgot that Galactus had been fused with the Destroyer armor from Asgard. So Galactus, they say here, is like the only possible one who can stop the head of the Reckoning. So Silver Surfer is leading him to where the Reckoning and his top generals are. It's a pretty cool concept, Galactus with the Destroyer armor. But you just have a ton of really cool stuff in here. You've got, like I said, there's this scene where the Reckoning thinks he's arrived at the Watchers, what they call the heart of the Nexus. Like it's like the gateway into the what if multiverse type deal. So the Reckoning, he thinks he's arrived there, and there's Val and what's his name? Franklin,
yeah.
Franklin, yeah, with the black hair. I'm kind of getting used to the black hair on him, to be honest.
It doesn't make sense.
It's growing on me. It's growing on me.
Reed has what, brown hair?
Reed has the dark. He's salt and pepper, so yeah, it's like black hair.
It's not really black. If I always remember it being, it was actually like a brownish.
It might be brownish black.
And then people started drawing it as black.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
I don't mind it though.
That's the one thing I miss. I'll give Slot's prop in that. It's the very first 8 or 9 issues I read of his Fantastic Four in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is seeing older Val and older Franklin and how they interact when they were going around building the universe.
Yeah. Val and Franklin, they're growing on me. I hadn't been reading too much of Slots. I only started picking up his Fantastic Four with Doctor Doom's wedding. I have a bunch of earlier issues. I need to go through and read them. But it's really cool because he thinks he's arrived at this location, and Val and Franklin are like, well, actually, you're in what we call the thought room, which is kind of like the Star Trek imaging room where you go in there.
Didn't Johnny sleep with Doom's bride to be?
Yes.
That was like his harbinger, right? The one that had stolen the power.
Yeah. That actually, I'm gonna get to that here in a second. But while they're here in this thought room, the Reckoning's like, oh, well, if anything I can't think of can come to fruition, then I'm like a king. And Val's like, dude, Franklin used to imagine whole universes. In this room, he's a god. So it's like he's getting knocked on his butt by Frank and Val, which is fun. You've got Reed, She-Hulk, The Thing, and Jack of Hearts on this toxic planet. Reed's able to build a warp gate that they need Jack of Hearts to power up. And he sacrifices himself, leaves himself behind, which Jen hates. But he ends up, zapping Jen through the portal, and he leaves himself behind. I don't think he's dead, though, because he's just showing up.
So they brought Jen and Jack Hearts from the She-Hulk story? It's connecting?
I think they brought Jack of Hearts back in She-Hulk so that they could explain why Jack of Hearts is in Reckoning War. I think that might be why. I'm not sure. I don't think he's really dead, though. I think he's still going to show up in She-Hulk. But you find Sue and Nick Fury are with Uatu on the Watcher's homeworld, and they're watching as this guy is throwing McCran crystals around and tormenting all the other Watchers.
Well, that explains why She-Hulk hasn't been coming out with a new issue.
Yeah, it has been a while since the last issue of She-Hulk, hasn't it?
Nope.
You got Doctor Doom shows up with this Reckoning War Soldier dog that he got to his side in the previous
giant issue. 90s blaster.
Yeah, right, exactly. Proton cannon. So you've got all these different things coming to a head. Sue finds out that Reed's got hours left to live, and she's pissed at him because he didn't tell her. But then you just have like all this really he does know how to write the Fantastic Four really, really well. He writes The Thing has gotten over his his little the yips basically because he was fighting this woman, and the prophecy was this woman would kill him. And so Ben hesitated and froze because he's married now. He's got kids. Since then, Reed's kind of talked some sense into him, and he's gotten over it. So you've got The Thing get ready, like he's ready to die for Reed and Sue and them, and then Sue jumps in and gives him a hand, and then you've got Sue gets into a fight with the leader of the Reckoning guy, punches Sue, knocks her out, and then Johnny shows up and just defends Sue and flames on him. And it's really funny. It's really funny.
Hold on. You said he flames on him.
You know what I mean. He's the Human Torch.
Hey.
So he puts his thumbs in the Reckoning's eye. And the Reckoning's like, that's impossible. You have the power of a sun. And Doom just out of nowhere, Doom's like, that's right. I gave him that power. You're welcome, Johnny. And Johnny's like, really? Seriously? Because he sleeps with Doom's bride-to-be, Doom hits him with this curse to where Johnny can't flame off. He's just constantly on fire, burning brighter and brighter. So for the past 20 issues or so, maybe less, but it's been this really big issue. They couldn't figure out how to turn Johnny's fire off. And so, but now that Johnny's able to use it to actually do some good, Doom's just there to take the credit for it. He's like, yes, I planned that. And Johnny's like, you're a dick, Victor. But yeah, and then you find out, of course, the key to stopping the whole thing is the ultimate nullifier. So you find
Again
out
with the ultimate nullifier. It's like
the ultimate nullifier. You find out it's like this rogue watcher used the ultimate nullifier to like way back when and wiped out like 9/10 of the universe, except for like I guess what is currently the Marvel universe now. And so they figure the ultimate nullifier is the only thing that can stop the reckoning. So Reed gets that, and the final page of this issue is Reed. I think he's using it because then it just kind of it fades to white here towards the end. It just fades out. But
you must like that.
Not really. I prefer when I can like see a solid printing of like, okay, it's the end. It's not
So
just.
it'd be better if it faded to black. You're saying.
One of these days, Alice. Pow! Right in the kisser.
I gotta bring this up. Ronnie says Slot does tend to mind things in the past in his runs.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he doesn't know how to write them well for the most part.
I disagree with this. I love this issue. I thought, I mean, all the loose story threads from this whole event that have been going on are getting tied up really, really nicely. I can't think of anything that's been left untouched on. Like I said, I had a blast reading through this. He writes the relationships between the Fantastic Four really well. This has been a fun event to read. I've really been enjoying this. So, and for those of you who are like, well, it sounds cool, but I really can't read Dan Slott. Dan Slott is coming off of this title in September, I think with number 47. So 3 more issues to go. You can pick this up.
Yep. I mean,
exactly.
Like I said,
to heal him, that's it. Same with Mark Waid. When they're not being a jerk, they can write really good books.
They can be jerks all they want on Twitter. I don't follow them on Twitter. Let them say what they want to say. But as long as they don't put that crap into their books,
yep,
I'm buying it for the books, not because I like the person.
Exactly. Like I don't own the Ocean's movies because I love George Clooney. I own the Ocean's movies because they're good movies. But those are the only 3 floppies that I got this week. Like I said, there were a bunch that my LCS didn't get. Now, the good news is I had some money left over, and there was a hardcover collection that I was able to pick up for $16. I got some money off of it.
$16.
$16. Like another, like yeah, I know. Kind of for a hardcover, absolutely.
$10, which you should spending for hardcovers. Common America on sale right now.
That's true. With shipping, though, I think that actually comes out to $16 if you.
Yeah, but
But anyway, so for those of you that did get the Skybound X anniversary miniseries last year, and you picked them up because they said they'll never be collected, it's super collectible, just the floppies, you're probably a little ticked off because this is the story that went across all 5 of those floppies. They collected all of.
It was the main story, actually. It was always the first one.
It was the first one, yeah. It was the only story that had a spot in each issue.
Yep.
It was anthology. The whole thing was a bunch of anthology stories. They took all of the Rick Grimes 2000 and collected it in one hardcover. Art by Ryan Otley. It's all colored. Just give you an idea right there.
Star Wars, robots,
zombies, aliens, the whole 9 yards. Guts. Yeah. Really, really fun stuff. I was able to pick this up, and I love it because now I don't have to go digging in my short boxes every time I want to read this.
And I gotta say, for being a lighthearted, like it's not. I want to say
it's not lighthearted. That's
in a sense, comedy. In the sense like that, it's like he's making fun of the trope where remember comic books, villains never stay dead. They come back.
True. Nobody stays dead.
So you got that with the governor comes back.
All the zombies morph into one thing. Like, that's awesome. Yeah, it uses a lot of sci-fi tropes.
Yeah,
Negan has Lucille is like Star a Wars. Lightsaber bat.
No.
Yeah. I think Carl has the Back to the Future hoverboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. The hoverboard from Back to the
giant gun.
Andrea has a giant gun. So yeah, this is a really cool. If you didn't get Skybound X, but you want to give this a try, every time I see Ryan Otley or Robert Kirkman on social media,
I would strongly
be like, can you make this an ongoing series, please?
I would strongly recommend though that you read the original story first because it pulls in a lot of stuff that happened towards the end of the comic book and with far as pairings of characters and stuff like that, and then seeing what happened to the original pair, the original spouse coming back. So it's like you're jumping into something blind here. I mean, but it's great though because it's basically spawned off a simple little like story they had in the back of one of the Walking Dead issues.
Yeah, it's very much like a what if.
Yep.
Basically, it's a what if for The Walking Dead. And you see here like Negan on a goblin glider.
I love that.
So yeah, just a fun story. It's still got all the guts and gore and language and stuff from The Walking Dead, but it's all in color. It's just really awesome. Ryan Otley's art is fantastic. So if you come across this, I think it's definitely worth a buy. And that's it. That's my week at the LCS. Really light week, but a lot. But hey, it was a light week, but it was all solid stuff. It was all really good stuff. So I'm happy. I'd rather get 4 books that knock it out of the park than 10 books that only have like maybe 1 or 2 good ones. So,
Nice.
But yeah, so go ahead and wow us with your
us here.
Yeah, wow us, Vinkman.
All right. Just give me three seconds.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Oh, was I supposed to say 3, 2, 1?
Yeah, you're a dumbass.
Never said I wasn't. Pour one out for Tim Sale while you're at it. Is that Mountain Dew?
Yeah, it's Mountain Dew, but I'm not gonna pour in my room on the floor. Carpeting. All right. So I got some books, but majority of them were I had two were one was a reprint. The other one is already kind of like a reprint, but I have 4 brand new ones. So I don't even have a top 5 really, because this is a really one of the books I was going to get, Cowboy Bebop, is pushed back to next week.
Oh, Cowboy Bebop was?
Yep. So I was like, dang it. And it's the last issue anyway.
Yeah, that's weird. Yes, Breen, you're so perfect.
Breen is perfect.
He is. Breen is what we should all aspire to be.
Breen above all. All right. So hope you guys aren't drinking, because this is the first one. Great cover. Fortunately, the only one they had of left, because I went late, was this, and it's got a crease down, so you can see.
I was about to say, unfortunately, this was just the only cover they had left.
Yeah, you know what though? This is the only one they had, and a crease on. Okay.
Who cares about the crease though?
Outrage. Okay, no right. I honestly, if this was without taking away the cosplay, I love the bullet shatter.
Yeah, that's cool. The glass. Gun. Yeah,
that's like the windshield stuff. And sadly, the book is not as great as I was hoping it'd be, but the art isn't. It's okay, I guess. This kind of looks like early 2000s, like Marvel art. I'm trying to look at who the artist is in this. It's Fred Van Lante. Like, so I like the dialogue. I like that, but it's not Garth Ennis and it's not the Stephen Grant original run. Those guys wrote the character much more, I'd say more violent. This is the daughter, which we didn't know. There was no word of saying it was even going to be the daughter in this book. And turning to be Jennifer Blood, which still doesn't make sense to me, because all the previous 3 volumes was her mother basically going around and just killing bad guys. The daughter hated her mother, wanted nothing to do with her mother, so that she's ended up living with her brother in foster care.
Her mother.
The mother. So like I said, I think there's only one more issue, but I'm looking at the back here and I'm like, oh look, there's actually something already ready. We're gonna have Savage Tales.
Oh, interesting.
Vampirella, Red Sonja, 40 action-packed pages. Dynamite's kicking up their comic books as far as the crossover stuff.
That's a lot of what I'm seeing from Dynamite.
Eric Burnham's gonna be doing the Army of Darkness versus the Reanimator, which is I think it's been done before, but it's Eric Burnham and then Iman Casalos.
Casalos, yeah.
And here's the other covers. So, actually,
that reminds me, I'm gonna have to get that pre-order for that Bruce Campbell miniseries that he's doing for DC.
So, like I said, this book is not as thrilling as the other one, and it's not even really that good. It's okay. It's average at best. Average still better than most Marvel DC books.
That's true.
You're not getting politics in there. the thing is, I just find it cringy is just that sometimes the art is just completely just so cartoonish, and it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be taking this as like a serious adult, character, but I just can't. It's just too weird. And the daughter's not really as likable as the mother was. The mother at least made sense. She was trying to keep her life together, but she made the mistake of keeping a journal to keep her thoughts and going crazy as she killed people. So when her husband discovered the journal that she had, and he was threatening to call the cops, take her kid, take the kids away from her, she killed him. She snapped, and then she took her kids on the run, and then finally realized that they're better off without me. She turned out to be did that, and that's why the parents' daughter didn't like her because, well, you killed my father, you're a bitch. Next book, Spider-Man. And
Spider-Man.
Now, this was a hard choice as far as ranking because there's so many good books coming up, and yeah, this is the final issue for Ben Reilly, or at least for in this story. I think they're bringing it back for they're gonna be doing another one. In the back here it says, let me look it up. It says,
does it say like Ben Reilly will return or something like that?
It doesn't say Ben Reilly, but it says Jane DeMantis is gonna be doing another story.
Ah, okay.
Let me
cool.
look here. It's just Spider-Man: The Lost Hunt. So that's coming soon. So
I'm
hoping it's gonna be him, and I hope it's actually the same artist too. It's by Beldian.
Mm-hmm.
David Beldian and Israel Silva doing the coloring on this.
Nice.
And like I said, this is not retconning anything. This all takes place during the 90s run that he originally did. It's the original writer with a new artist. And his spider side let everybody loose in Ravencroft. So it's Ben Reilly versus all his villains, his basically Spider-Man villains. We have Mysterio, you have Swarm, you have Typhoid Mary, Mr. Hyde, and it's just like I said, it's Scorpions on there too as well. It's just it's like feels like when you ever read older Spider-Man books before the 2000s, before the 90s, this just feels like you're reading original Spider-Man book stuff material. I would love to just keep these guys on and just fire everybody else writing Spider-Man now, because these guys show that you can write a decent book without coming off as making Peter Parker a villain.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for stuff like this, original writers, yes, Brain, it is that hubcap stealing that cake eating Spider-Man. There you go.
I shouldn't have drank anything. I knew you were going to say that.
So I'm down to my last two new books.
Oh, so you had a pretty light week too.
I did, really. It was really
okay.
short.
Okay.
I told you I didn't even have a top flyer.
Yeah.
That's why he's a villain, aiming for the crotch.
Only villains go for the crotch shot.
And Mary Jane. Now, my last two books, because me and Zach share a book that we had, that on his list, and he's gonna be like, "What? How was that? Not know what?"
I bet I know what you got. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, okay.
How is this at number 2?
I thought you were gonna pull out Red Sonja.
So this book here, as Zach said, it is just refreshing to see a patriotic hero. So these two guys seem to understand Captain America, that he's not an SJW. He's not a socialist. He's not Hydra Cap or Communist Captain America. He's not Red Guardian.
Yeah.
I think you got the same cover as me.
Yeah, same cover.
Yeah.
I could have got the Scotty Young one, but I chose to get the cover A.
This was this was actually worth it.
Yeah.
And it's weird saying that about Captain America, but because so many of them are just not that good.
Yeah.
And I love this one. He's just going around. He's just suiting up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is cool. I love the suit up guy, because usually you see that with Batman, but like this Captain America doing that too.
Yeah.
But but like you said, you were talking earlier about the radio part where he's talking the ham radio.
He's talking about like all
that
the
is
the
so
old people on the
freaking
radio.
cool.
Yeah.
That he would be that much show respect to former veterans talking on ham radios.
Yeah.
Not
And
a
you even
YouTube
see them,
podcast.
you see them on the next page too. Like there's someone who's like
Yeah.
a rocket scientist. There was like a nurse, I think, was one of them. Yeah, that was a really awesome scene
Like,
where they're all figuring out.
Just the fact that he's not using social media to talk to these veterans. He's actually using ham radios like they did. He's old school.
Yeah. Well, they had that scene where he's in the community college, and apparently he's so strong he pushes the pen through the screen.
Yeah, because they're doing
I thought
nude
that was
models drawing.
hysterical. Yeah, and it's like
And
he's not
now
even
people
looking at the
are gonna be
model.
outraged. Oh, that's so woke. There's a girl with blue hair there. Why is he drawing?
Has nothing to do with the character at all. Nothing to do. They
And
go to a baseball game.
and then he's wearing a Dodger shirt. That's where he gets canceled.
He's wearing a Dodgers shirt while rooting for the Mets. Like, make up your mind,
Yeah.
Steve. I do get him wearing a Dodgers shirt though, because he's from Brooklyn.
And then he's also a fan of Spidey. He's got the Spidey.
Yeah, I did also like in the early parts they show the neighborhood like it is in the present. And it was like half the picture was like what that same neighborhood looked like back in the 40s. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I thought he was actually like had a Spider-Man ashtray at first. I was like, then I realized like, oh, really? It's a candy dish.
It's a key tray, yeah,
or a candy dish, whatever you want to call it. Because most people use those for ashtrays.
I have a bowl we have a bowl we use for our keys, so that's what I thought it was.
Like I said, I mean,
yeah, that's a
Fred.
cool scene. I like that one a lot.
Like I said, I was so worried when they did this, they were gonna just make it so like like normally they normally do with Captain America.
I bet you they're saving it all for the Sam Wilson one though.
But I like this, and Bucky takes a shot at the guy because Bucky's upset with the villain, and Cap says no. We'll be no killing today.
Look at that. That's a cool. That's
and then he punches the guy.
He punches the mask. Look at that. He just like obliterates the mask. That was awesome.
He's like, you can't shoot him, but I could beat the shit out of him.
Right, exactly.
And I agree, Marania. These writers, I would like to have them writing Iron Man. Hell, I'd like to have Bendis back in Iron Man versus what's going on now with this guy, Cantwell. As much as Bendis, people didn't like him, I thought his Iron Man was better than, I guess Iron Girl, because it wasn't really Iron Man, because Tony wasn't really in it towards the end, I guess. But yeah, this is funny. This is coming out during June. This is a July book.
Yeah, it takes place over the 4th of July. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's weird that they're releasing in June. It should have come out in July. That'd be awesome.
Maybe they accelerated their plans for some reason. Maybe it was supposed to come out in July.
That was okay. So my number one book of the week, and it's because Zach didn't get it. It's Red Sonja.
You son of a beat. Yeah, that's the cover I wanted too.
No, this is another. It said Dynamite has been proven over time and time again. They know how to do comedy, and they know how to do comic books. If you're a fan of the Dynamite Never Dies or Dynamite Lives, the series crossover with the zombies and all stuff, this is the same humor. I mean,
there's a lot of humor in this one.
Yeah, the art is a little wonky when they show,
Yeah,
but
it does look a little bit more cartoonish.
Overall, though, it's Red Sonja just basically arguing with like the chainmail the whole entire issue, doing things and trying to find Merlin. But I'll just and Zach, you know what? Close your eyes. This is a little spoiler. There's two ogres, two giant trolls, ogres on the top of the hill by Merlin's castle, and they're fighting over who gets to eat her.
That's kind of funny, actually. I like that.
I just kept thinking like the Grinch.
Yeah, or the Jackal.
But overall,
steroids.
like I said, the humor's in this, and then the action, and it's not cosplayer Red Sonja. It's actually Red Sonja. People are wondering why is she wearing the chainmail shirt, or the biggest thing I see, why is she wearing shorts? You know what? She's wearing a blue freaking like leotard before. I mean, from a werewolf before.
Like I said, I like this look.
So it's nothing new, and it's like I said, it's what it is, man. Either you like the character or you don't like the character. That's come down to it, you know. And this
Pinkman likes the character, so
the character, and I like that people. I like when people actually write the character the way she is, and she's still like she was with the Marvel character in a sense. You know, they just made her a little bit more cocky. That's all. Versus the Marvel adaptation.
But it's not like
Yeah.
she's cocky without consequences, though. Like she does, if she messes up, there are still consequences. So
Yeah, like the whole she's cursed because he had the sword. She's like, but as Arthur says, like, well, you're complaining about having the sword, you know, curse and stuff, but this curse, I'm cursed. I've saved you multiple times when you people try to cut you. I saved your life. The sword normal swords would break going against these villains, you know, but this sword you have, it's cursed. It works, and she starts to, and that's like cool. Dan Abbott has done this before with her too, when she realizes, you know what, I am stubborn. And when she's expecting to listen to that, and she realizes that, you know what, these actually do help. But other books that came out this week that are cool that I picked up. Well, they're not new, but like I said, I got the connecting variants for Walking Dead.
Oh, very nice.
This is number 41. So, I believe they're still at the prison. Yeah, in this one,
I think so. Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah. This is. If you're a fan of Carol on The Walking Dead, don't read this book.
That's not the same Carol.
Because this Carol is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, you know, and she, it's crazy. Now, this was another book I got. I'm gonna get a chance to read. I'm gonna read it over the weekend, and it's a pretty thick book, and it's a collection of reprinted issues. So,
there it
Fantastic
is.
Four 347 through 349. This is Marvel Tales. Walter Simons and Arthur Adams. So I'm excited to read this. Now, I don't really read a lot of Fantastic Four. I was reading the 90s Fantastic Four. I probably should read some more of the ones before that. Especially read. So I'm sure some people are like, oh, this was one of their worst. You know, why would you read this? You know, or there might be people. Maybe I'm wrong. Everybody has their own favorite, but run of the Fantastic Four. But there's been so many different people on the team. At this point, they should have the Fantastic reserves.
Fantastic 12 is what they should.
You know, it's like Justice League Fantastic Unlimited. That's what I want, because
I would read that book
because they already have the Justice League, and then they had the original members and then Unlimited.
Right,
They brought
Justice
everybody
League
else in.
Unlimited, yeah.
So why don't they do that for Fantastic Four?
I would read that
and have somebody write it that's not Dan Slott using old rehash stuff. All right, but. Yeah, so then I picked up a really awesome. I saw my comic book store, and for those who know, I'm a huge Daredevil fan, but I'm also a fan of the guy who praises Khonshu.
Oh, did you get the black? Oh, nice.
Yep, number 13. I saw this there, and I was like, you know what?
We read that one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did read this one. Moon Knight. And this is the first appearance of Daredevil in Moon Knight. So, and I really wanted this 10-speed racer. That's why I really got this book, though.
Good luck with that.
It goes up to 10 speeds. I don't need a 21 speed. I want 10 speeds. That's enough for me.
That was a good issue too.
No, this is a very fun issue. So, yep. Yep. So yeah. So that's it for what I got for package from the store. But I'm gonna show real quickly because we're running out of time here. What I got from the auction. I got some more books from Angleton's auction where you can get some books for actually decent books in quality condition for, $2, $3, and guess what? It's you get decent shipping. You get the books of quality. They're shipped to you. I got them in two of these. This was the inside one, and then it has cardboard in between. So yeah. So it's in between the books. You have the books in there. You have the cardboard on each side. So yeah, and like I said, you get them fast. We get them actually within that week.
Within the week, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And it's like as soon as you pay, it's like you pay your stuff. The books are coming to you probably he tries to get them out before Wednesday. I know that.
I think Mondays he says he normally tries to
Normally
get 'em out by.
Monday. So if you pay, because it's Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern is the auction. So if you pay for your books later that night or Monday, you know, he basically will send your books out right away. But so with that being said, we're gonna go old school here. Terminator.
Ooh.
That's yeah. That's
Where's his pants?
Where's his organs? No, that's number 17. All right, and then I have number 18.
Nice.
19.
Also nice.
Right. Number 20. Now
who are these written by?
This was Wolfman.
Oh, okay, this was Marv Wolfman. Okay.
Yeah, Wolfman was doing all. I think he was doing pretty much. Yeah, he was doing all these. Wolfman and Irwin.
Okay.
Next one is I saw this and I just couldn't pass it up because it was just seemed so cool. It's from December 1st, 1992.
Nice.
Dr. Alchemy, the all new Dr. Alchemy.
Is this the first appearance?
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe I guess of a new version
of the new.
Yeah,
one,
I don't know
maybe?
how long he lasted though because I'm still going through from Mike Barron's. I finished Mike Barron's. I'm on William Mesner Loeb, which I believe is still writing this. I'm not sure. 92.
And this is Wally West, right?
Yeah, this is Wally because Barry's dead.
Barry's still dead. Yeah. I knew that.
Yes. Good, yeah, now. And a little bit of Perez here with Paul Levitz.
Nice.
Fun series. And if those of you are thinking like, oh, it's just girls, why would you wonder about girls? Because
it's Power Girl and Huntress.
And Huntress.
Come on.
Helena Wayne.
Helena.
Not Bertinelli.
Yeah, right.
And then we get into some other books I'm gonna be start reading. So Doomsday, Under Prey, Dragons.
Nice.
And then we get into this is for you, Dalton. Feel the Burn.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. By Burning Kessel. I've been trying to find these issues.
Didn't they do Hawk and Dove? I think
Byrne didn't, but Kessel and
Kessel
Liefeld did.
Kessel did. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
Yeah. Yep, number 15. And then we get into some more cheesecake because why not? You've heard of this guy before, you know? Rawhide.
Different Rawhide. Okay. Okay. Okay, because I was about to say we've already got him showing up in our retrospect coming up. Not him, but that particular. Yeah, you know.
And then, I just got this last one here because it's just awesome. Era.
Oh, that's cool. I like that cover.
Yep. This is my team. This is my X-Men. As all of him.
That's a great cover for X-Men.
I love 90s Jim Lee X-Men. So.
Rogue with the leather jacket.
Rogue with the leather jacket, yes, and the green, the spandex, Breeding Hill spandex. You got Gambit there. You got Psylocke. You got Jean Grey.
Storm's got the shiny white costume. I don't like the Jean Grey costume. That's the one weak spot. I don't like the Jean Grey one, but I like Cyclops with the whole bandolier belt and everything.
Yeah,
yeah. And Archangel. Archangel was weird too. I don't like Archangel. Not a huge fan. I liked him when he was normal Angel.
And Iceman was straight.
Oh, those days.
So that's it for what I have for the back of the week, And so, I don't have anything else to go on. Coming up shortly in the next 15 minutes, we'll be talking about Rick Jones's bachelor party and
wedding.
And wedding.
Subsequent wedding, yeah. Issues
417 and 418 in Incredible Hulk, which came out in 1994, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about
around
right.
there. Yeah, mid 90s. Yeah, somewhere
in there. Really fun couple of books
crazy
I'm doing today. I don't think I can say I've ever laughed that much reading a Hulk book before.
Yes, yes. And if you'd like to contribute to this channel, as far as like, you know, you're going to give us money, you're welcome to. You know, we don't ask for a lot, you know, but it's there because, you know, we're not monetized. We're only at 134 subscribers, I think, or 33.
33 last I checked, yeah.
Yeah. So, I said the puppet team. Why don't you guys just basically just have it where you guys can have, you know, people give you money, donate money. Why rely on YouTube to monetize you? So
That's true.
And you shouldn't. If there's a way to make money and put it into the channel without waiting on YouTube, you know, because they get ads, they get money off us before you really monetize. That's why I always thought it was kind of unfair. But regardless of that, all right. So that's our show. Yeah, we got the Ko-Fi link going across down there. If you haven't clicked like, please click like, or click dislike. Either one gives
Either one. If you don't like our books, if you think we're weird for shilling out and talking about modern comics, thumbs down. Let us know.
Yeah.
But if you are picking up books at the LCS, Marvel, DC, you know, let us know down in the comments. Let us know what you're getting, what you're not getting. We want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
All right. And if you love Mountain Dew, just give a click like.
That's true. If you love water, also give us a like.
He must be a variant because usually the Zach guy who's come around here who always has coffee.
I've got coffee too, but you can't see what kind though. So water is pretty much.
You're a
water.
fake Zach. You just have a can there.
you sit on a throne of lies. You smell like corned beef and cheese. You're not Santa.
You smell like decaf.
No, never decaf. We'll never
all right.
Decaf.
So all right, that's it. Have a good night.
All right, guys.